Welcome one and all. Using this video, we are going to discuss the example programs of control statements which comes under the course name Programming for Problem Solving in C. The prerequisite of this course is basic knowledge of problem solving technique and some basic knowledge about C programming. The objective of this session is to discuss various example programs for control statements in C, such as selection statements, iteration statements, jump statements, and label statements. The list of control statements in C is given below. The major groups are decision statements, loop statements, break and continue, case control structure, goto statement, and exit statement. The distance statements consist of if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, and if else later. The looping structure consists of for loop, while loop, do while loop. And the break and continue, both are going to little bit similar but having some difference, so that it combined called break and continue. Next one, case control structure, which is always called as switch case break, which is discussed. Next one, goto statement, which is come along with the label statements. Last one is exit statement. Along with that, we are having return statement also. Now we are going to discuss the example programs for each and every control statements in C. First we take in decision statements if statement. An example program for if statement is given below. The question is, write a C program to check if a person is eligible to vote. Now go to the program. Here, what is the logic we are going to apply? The question is, we need to check a person is eligible to vote. So that we need to first of all get the age of the user, and then we need to check the age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is greater than or equal to 18, then we can announce that the person is eligible to vote. That's all. So I declare a variable called age. It's an integer variable, and then I ask the user to enter the age, and using a scanf function I am going to scan the value, that means get the value. And using if statement, if age is greater than or equal to 18, I am going to display you are eligible to vote in India. That's all. Can verify it by means of the input output given here. Next we are going to discuss in decision statement is if else. The question is, write a C program to check the given string is palindrome or not. Here we are having two options, either the given string is palindrome or it is not palindrome. First of all, we need to know what is meant by palindrome. We are going to get a string from the user, and then we are going to reverse the string, and then we are going to compare the given string with the reverse string. If both the strings are equal or both the strings are same, then it is called as palindrome. For example, the language name called Malayalam. If you reverse it, then it is again going to spell the same thing called Malayalam. So that it is a palindrome word. That is the meaning for palindrome. Now we are going to verify by means of a program in C. To get the value from the user, we are going to declare a character array, and then to reverse the value, we need another character array. So that I declare a character array A, B with a size of 10. Now we ask the user to enter a string, and using the get s function, we are going to get the value, get s. Inside the argument we are giving a. That means the getters function it is used to get the string from the user, and it is going to assign the value in the a. And I am using another function called string copy, that is strcpy b comma a. What is the meaning of that one? The value of a is going to be copied in the string called b. Now we are going to call another function called strrev. What is the meaning of that one? String reverse. So that the given string a is going to be copied in b, and now we are going to string reverse. The given string is now reversed. Now another function strcmp. What is the meaning of this strcmp? It is string compare a comma b. So both the two strings are now going to compare, and if the both two strings are equal, then it will going to, this function is going to return a integer value which is equal to 0. So that this function, compare function strcmp inside bracket a comma b is given in the if statement, and then in the true part we are going to display the string is palindrome, otherwise the string is not in palindrome. We can check the output. We are giving the input a, b, a as the input. So if we reverse the string, we will get the a, b, a only. So that this string entered is a palindrome string. Now we are going to discuss in the decision statement is nested if. The question is, write a C program to find maximum between given three numbers. We are going to find out the maximum between three numbers. So we are going to get the three value from the user. We are going to declare three integer variables called num1, num2, num3. As per our need, we can declare any number a, b, c, a1, b1, c1, like that. Any variable name we can give. For our convenience, I am giving num1, num2, num3. Now we ask the user to enter the three numbers, and then we are going to read those values num1, comma num2, num3 also. So all the three values are read from the user. Now first of all, using a if statement, I am going to verify num1 is greater than num2. If num1 is greater than num2, I am going to the true part of this if statement. Here I am having another if statement. What is meant by nested if? One if else block is target of another if else block is called as nested if. Now it is satisfied here. Now inside the if we are having num1 greater than num3. If num1 is greater than num2 and the num1 is greater than num3, then automatically num1 is the biggest number. So that in the true part I am displaying num1 is max. In this else part I am declaring num3 is max. Else I am going to verify num2 is greater than num3. If it is true, then I am declaring num2 is max, else num3 is maximum value. So here you can see there are several if else statements are nested in between the another if else statement. So that is the meaning for nested if. The input output is given here. Enter three numbers 10, 20, 30 is given. So that num3 is the maximum value which is displayed. Next is if else ladder in the distance statements. What is if else ladder? We already know. As per the construction of several if else statements one by one, it constitutes a visibility of a ladder like structure of if else. The question is, write a C program to read temperature in centigrade and display a suitable message according to the temperature state. The states are given below. If temperature is less than 0, it is freezing weather. It is 0 to 10, it is very cold weather. 10 to 20, it is cold weather. Up to, if temperature is greater than or 40, it is very hot. Likewise, several conditions are given here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 conditions is given here. so that we construct a if else ladder like this by comparing the TMP. That means it is a variable I am going to use to store the value from the user input. The day's temperature is going to get input, and then it is going to be read and then store in the TMP variable. If TMP less than 0, it is freezing weather. Else if it is less than 10, it is going to be very cold weather. Else if it is less than 20, it is cold weather. Likewise, several else if statements constructed, and then a final else statement is there. If all the true statements of these else ifs are not executed, the final statement is executed. Checking of this program is done by means of giving the value 42. It not going to be executed in any one of the if statement, if true part, so that the final else statement is executed here. It's very hot. Now we move to the loop statement. First of all, in the loop statement we are having the for loop. Write C program to display the pattern like structure, a right angle triangle using asterisk. So here we are having a question to display using only the asterisk symbol to display a right angle triangle. So according to our need, we are declaring several variables, and then we are asked the user to display how many number of rows. According to the user given value, that value is going to be stored in the rows variable, and then a outer for loop is going to be repeated from I is equal to 1 to the number of rows, increment in one step order, and in the inner loop we are having for j is equal to 1 to the maximum value I, and then we are going to display the asterisk symbol. This loop will keep on executed, and then for the first iteration 1 asterisk will be printed, for second iteration 2 asterisk will be printed, for the third iteration 3 asterisk will be printed. So according to that, how many number of rows the user given, the number of rows will be executed, and then their triangle like structure will be displayed like this. The number of rows to display is given 10. So according to that, we are having a right angle triangle type of structure which is generated by a symbol asterisk. Next, in the looping statement, we are having while statement, while loop. The question is, write a C program to find the greatest common divisor of two numbers using a while loop. So using this program, we are going to find out the greatest common division among the two given numbers. Now we are declaring our own variables, a set of variables which are required to execute this operation. We are going to get the two numbers from the user using the printf and scanf statement, and then we are having a while loop here to repeat this while loop until the number 2 is not equal to 0. Now the number 2 is assigned in the temp variable, and the number 1 is modulo by number 2, and this number 2 is now going to be now modified according to this number 1 modulo number 2. Now temp is going to assign in the number 1. Using this, if you keep on repeating the same step again and again, at last this number 1 what we are having is which will be the GCD of the two numbers num1 and num2. At last we are going to display the value. So according to our given input output in 30, the GCD, that is the greatest common division, is 10. Now we are going to explain the do while loop statement using a C program. The question is, write a C program to add two numbers until the user enters 0. So not only the two numbers, until the user going to enter 0, the user is going to keep on repeating addition of those numbers along with the previous summation. Now, we are declare our own variables, and then using a do while statement, we are going to satisfy this condition until the user is going to enter 0. We are going to keep on get the value from the user and keep on going to add those values. So here using a do statement, inside that we are having enter a number, ask the user to enter the number, and then we are going to read the number in the variable called number, and this number is going to add with the sum is equal to sum plus number. So keep on add here until while number is not equal to 0. If number is equal to 0, that is the user is going to give 0 in the keyboard, automatically this do while loop will be stop execution, and then the value is displayed in the screen. The input output is given here for the verification. Next, we are going to discuss about the case control structure, that is switch case break. The given question is write a C program to convert given number into word which is in between 1 to 5. We are having some certain restriction. Using the switch we are going to achieve this one. We are declare our own variables, and then we are asked the user to enter a number. The user is going to enter some number, so using the scan function we are going to read the value and then put it in the number variable. Now switch number, the same number is going to take for the switch condition checking, and then for case 1 we have to print 1 break, in case 2 we are going to print 2 break. Likewise until 5 we have written like this, and a default case is there, in that we are printing print enter number between 1 to 5. To execute this program, we need several type of input output. The first input output is enter your number. The user gave 5, so that the output is 5. Five is printed in the screen. Next, again the second run, the user is enter your number 8. The output is enter number between 1 to 5. That is the default switch case which is used to display the default value, so that we are having some error like message here to alert the user the given value is not suitable for any one of the case here. So this same example can be helpful for understand the switch case break and also this default case how it is works. Next we are going to start discuss about the jump statements. In the jump statement we are having return statement, and this return is again subdivided into two: return with no argument, return with value. First of all we take the return with no argument. Here we are having a program with a prototype int add and two formal variables a comma b. Now we can understand there is a function add is there. It is going to get two values as the argument, and we are going to add those two values, and then this function is not going to return any value, so that void is given here. Now in the main we are having our own variables. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, both are integer variables, and then we are going to call the add function, add 10 comma 20. Now this is a function call, and now it jumps to the function body and search for the function body. It go to start execution the void add int a comma b. So 10 is going to copy here a, 20 is going to copy it here in the b. Now inside that we are having a local variable called int c. C is equal to a plus b is done here, and then the value of c is displayed inside the function itself, and it is not going to return anything, so that we are having only return statement without any argument. So this program helpful for understand jump statement, that is return with no argument. Next, we are going to discuss the return statement comes under the jump statement. Here return with argument. In our program, here we take a factorial program to explain the return with argument. Here in the prototype of the factorial function, we are having int factorial int of number. So that this factorial is going to get a input of integer value and then it is going to give the output of a integer value. Okay, in the function main, we are declaring a integer x is equal to 6 and we are going to display a factorial of 6 comma that is x comma factorial of x. Here this factorial is a function which is going to display the factorial of the given parameter x. Here this x is the actual parameter. Now factorial function is going to call, so that we are having a jump from the main function to the outside of the main function. We are declaring the factorial function. So int factorial inside the bracket int number. If number equal to 1, we are going to return 1. This is where we satisfy our given question, return with argument. And if number is not equal to 1, what we will do? We go for the else statement. In the else, return number into factorial number minus 1. Here the same factorial function is going to call again within the function itself. It is called as recursion. That we will discuss in our next topic, where we need to discuss about the recursive function. Now this return function also carries a argument. So this is the meaning part, the return with argument. The factorial of 6 is 720 is calculated by means of recursive manner here. Now we are going to discuss about the goto statements, which comes under the jump statement in C. Most probably the goto statement is not used by any programmers, or it is not going to be discussed in any textbooks, since all the authors and programmers are says that goto statement does not have any conditionals, or the misplacing of the goto labels will lead to the unconditional jump, so that the abnormal program termination or abnormal output will come. So better avoid the goto statement and go to the label. For our understanding purpose, we are having this example. The example program for goto function to print the number from 1 to 10. For this, we are having simply, we can have while loop or we can have for loop, which will execute faster than this goto label. For just understanding purpose, we are having this program, and as per the advice of the authors and then the several programmers, they are advised to avoid the goto label to avoid unconditional jumping here and there in the program, which leads to abnormal output or abnormal program termination, or the system will get hang. Here we are having int n is equal to 1, and then we are having a label, so that the goto will refer the label only, and then we are having the print statement to display the n value, and n plus plus is used for increment the n value, and then we are having a if statement to check f is less than or equal to 10, n is less than or equal to 10. Until n is less than or equal to 10, this goto will executes goto label. So this goto statements always need in associated with a label. So here the label name itself given as label, so that it jumps from here to the top of the program. And we can see this goto can jump to top, from bottom to top, or always from top to bottom, anything can possible. So this kind of unconditional jumping, the goto with the label means it will automatically jump. There is no need for checking either it is a valid jump or invalid jump. It is not going to verify anything. The goto label, it will jump to the top, and again the print value will be printed, n is printed, n plus plus is there. Again n is going to check here. Only by means of this if statement only we are checking, not this goto label is going to check anything. So it will unconditionally jump from here and there. Now until the n is less than or equal to 10, it will keep on jump from bottom to top. It will all the coding is keep on repeated until you can check the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be printed, and then the program will get terminates. Next we are going to discuss about the break statement. Write a C program to traverse an array and search for a key. So we are going to have an integer array, a set of value in the integer array, and we are going to ask the user to search a particular value. Once you search the value, display the value and come out of the loop. That's why we are using the break here. Go through the program. We are having integer array, and the initialization is also done at the time of declaration of the array itself. So int array, square bracket, close, open, close, and then using the curly braces, a block of value is given here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separated by the comma value. So that initialization is done at the time of variable declaration itself. Now the number of element is n is equal to 6 is given here in the program itself, and then the key, we are going to search the key which is equal to 3, or otherwise you can write the program like this: print, enter the search key value and scan of, we are going to scan the key value here. That is can be easily done. Now I am going to call a function here. In that function the name is find element. We are going to pass 3 arguments. Any function can have any number of arguments. So that we are having 3 arguments here: array, comma, n value, and then the key value. Now go to the function here, which is declared outside the main function. This function specifically is used for only find the element in the given array. So the given array is going to copy it here in the array, and then the size is going to be copied here, and the key is going to copy it here. So all the actual parameters copied to the formal parameters here. Okay, now using a for loop which constitutes from I is equal to 0 to I less than size. Array starts from the index 0 to size minus 1. That's why we are having 0 to size, I less than size. Okay, now we are going to compare each and every array element with the key value. This is another meaning of linear search. Searching one element, take one element at the starting, one by one we are going to check. That is the meaning of linear search. Whenever the array position is found, then we are going to print the element in the screen, and then the position also is going to be displayed. And using the break, terminate the loop structure. So once we terminate the looping structure, this function is also get terminated, and we are going to return back to the next line of the function call. So the program will terminate here. So we can use this code to find the 3 in the position of the set of value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to display the output as 3, element found at the position 3 here. In jump statement next we are going to display about the continue. So the break statement will break the loop. The continue statement will bypass the loop and go for the next iteration. So we are going to have a looping structure of 1 to 10 here, and then the condition is we don't want to print 6 here, so that I am having, if I is equal to 6, I use continue, else I am going to print the value. So that the screen, in the screen we will print from 1 to 10, it is going to print out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not going to print, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be printed. You check the output. The output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not printed, and 7, 8, 9, 10 will be printed here. The last in the jump statement is exit statement. The exit statement, once the program reads the exit statement, the program will automatically terminate. The nothing will be executed in the next line of the code. So here we are having in the main print start, the start will be printed, and then we are having exit. The program will terminate here. The third line of the program is print end of the program. Even this end of the program, the next line is not going to execute. So we can see the output here. Thank you for watching this video, which is helpful for you to understand the various example programs for the control statements in C. The reference for this video is given here for your reference also. Thank you. The contact details of myself is given here. For further clarification, you can contact me in the following mail ID at any time. Thank you for watching the video.